guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vera Irmasari. My class D10 NIM 19100611737. Primary School Teacher Education. Okay, number 1. Describe your true friends, their appearance and character. Okay. Veronica Susianti. She is my friend from junior high school. Until now we have been friends for a long time. She is beautiful and keen and also good playing guitar. Her hair is long. She likes dancer. She is a Sunday school teacher and also a kindergarten teacher. Is very diligent and independent. She has body that is no too fat. No, he works at the supermarket. Okay, but now we really might because of its outer business that makes me sad. Okay, 2. Naomi. She is my best friend. I have no hair since entering college. He is my best friend. He is 19 years old. He is very good and beautiful. He has hair that is not too long. His body is thin and tall. His eyebrows are very neat. He is also smart. He likes to help when I am in distress. He likes to eat and is good cooking. He has good character, is diligent in saving and likes to help. He has a very simple and appearance when he goes to college. He often wears a skirt with a shirt, but often breaks his hair and also uses the lipstick on his lips. He is also smart and diligent. Okay? Rapunzel. There were once a man and woman who had long in fine wished for a child. At legend, the woman hoped that God was about to grant her desire. Desert people had a little window at the back of their house from which a spindlit garden called Bisen, which was full of the most beautiful flowers and herbs. It was, however, surrounded by a high wall, and no one dared to go into it because it belonged to a woman who was standing by this window and looking down into the garden. When she saw a bed which was planted with the most beautiful rampion, or Rapunzel, and it looked to fresh and garden, that she longed for it and had the greatest desire to add some. This desire increased every day, and as she now that she could not get any of it, any song, the desire insert every day. She quit, pined away, and looked pale and Mirabel. Then her husband was alarmed and asked what ailed therewith? Ah, she replied, if I can get some of the rampion, which is in the garden behind our house, to eat, I shall die. The man who loved her thought, sooner than let my wife die, break her some of the rampion thyself. Let it cost the what it will. In the twinkling of the evening, he clambered down over the wall into the garden of the ancestors. Hasty counted a handful of rampion and took it to his wife. She at once made herself a salad of it, and at a which most rice. She, however, liked it so very much, that the next day she longed for in their time as much as before. If was to have any rest, her husband must once more descend into the garden. In the gloom of evening, therefore, he let himself down again. But when he had clambered down the wall, he was terribly afraid, for he saw the ice-cutters standing before him. Said she with angry look, "Do descend into my garden and steal my rampion like a thief. Thou shalt suffer for it." "Ah," answered he, "let me create the place of justice. I only made up my mind to do it out of necessity. My wife saw your rampion for the window, and first saw a longing for that she would have died if she had not got some to eat." Then the ancestors allowed her anger to be sustained and said to him, "If the case but as the says, I will allow the to take away what the must rampion as thou wilt. Only I make one condition. Thou must give the 10 shillings which the wife will break into the wall. It shall be well straight, and I will care for it a mother." Then man in his terror confessed to everything, and then woman was brought to bed. The ancestors appeared to once gave to Kit the name of Rapunzel, and took it away with her. Rapunzel grew into the most beautiful child beneath the sun. When she was 12 years old, the ancestors set her into a tower which lay in a forest and had neither stairs nor door, but quite at the top was a little window. When the ancestors wanted to go in, she placed herself beneath it and cried, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair to me." Rapunzel had magnificent long hair, fine as spun gold, and white she had the voice of the ancestors. She appraised the night, her brightened stress. One came round on of the hooks of the window above, and the tin hair fell 20 oars down, and the anxious stairs climbed up by it. After a year or two, it came to pass that the king's son strokes of forest and wait by the tower. Then he heard a song which was so charming that he stood still and listened. This was Rapunzel, who in her solitude buzzed her theme and letting her sweet voice resound. The king's son wanted to climb up to her and looked for the door of the tower, but none was to be found. He rode home, but the singing had too deeply choked his heart. That very day, he went out into the forest and listened to it. Once, when he was standing behind a tree, he saw that an eagle's came there, and he at once so cried, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Immediately, the hair fell down, and the king's son climbed up. At first, Rapunzel was terribly frightened when a man saw her eyes had never yet bad health come to her, but the king's son began to take to her quite like a friend, and to her that her heart had been so straight that it had left him half nourished, and had been forced to see her. Then Rapunzel lost her hair, and when he asked her if she would take him for husband, and she saw that he was young and handsome, she thought he will love more than all them gold does, and she said yes, and laid her hand in his. She said, "I will willingly go away with thee, but I don't know how to get down. Break with the skein of silk every time that thou comest, and I will weave a leader with it, when that is ready I will descend, and thou wilt take my on the horse." They agreed that until that time he should come to her every night. For the old woman came by day, that expressed remarking nothing is disease, until on Rapunzel said to her, "Tell me, Dame Gothel, how it happens that you are so much happier for me to draw up than your king. He is with me in a moment." "Ah, ah, thou white child," cried the ancestors, "what do I hear to say? I thought I had spared thee from all the world, and yet thou hast despised me." In her anger, she caused Rapunzel's beautiful tresses, wrapped them twigs round her left hand, set a pair of crisscross with the right, and snap, they were cut off, and the lovely vase lay off on the ground, and she was so pretty that she took poor Rapunzel into and discussed where she had to live in great grief in misery. When someday, however, that she skies out of Rapunzel, the ancestors in the evening fastened the braids of hair which she had cut off there to the hook of the window, and when the king's son came and cried, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. She let the hair down. The king's son escaped, but did not find his distress Rapunzel above. But the mistress, who gazed at him with waistcoat and venomous look, "Aha!" she cried, marveling. Two words fixed the distress, but the beautiful breeze ceased no longer, singing in the nest. The cat has got it and will stretch out the eyes a will. Rapunzel is lost the tree, Chuck would never see her more. The king's son was beside himself with pain, and in his despair he leapt down from the tower. He escaped with his life, but the thorns into which he fell pricked his eyes. Then he wandered quite blind above the forest at nothing but rose and berries, and did nothing but lament a web of for the loss of his dearest wife. Thus he roamed about in misery for some years, and at length came to the words Rapunzel with the twins so which she had given birth, a boy and a girl, left in white dress. He heard a voice, and it somewhat was so familiar to him that he went towards it. And when he approached, Rapunzel knew him and fell on his neck and wept. Two of her tears watered his eyes, and they grew clean again, and he could see with them as before. He led her to his kingdom, where he was joyfully justified, and they lived for a long time afterwards, happy and content. Rapunzel. Pada suatu masa, hiduplah sepasang suami istri yang sangat menginginkan kelahiran seorang anak, tetapi belum mendapatkan anak seorang pun. Di belakang rumah mereka ada sebuah jendela kecil yang mengarah ke sebuah taman indah yang ditutupi dengan tembok besar, dan tak seorang pun berani masuk ke dalam taman tersebut karena tamannya tersebut adalah milik seorang penyihir yang sangat ditakuti. Pada suatu ketika, sang istri berdiri di jendelanya dan melihat ke taman. Dia melihat sebuah hamparan kebun yang penuh dengan bunga rampion yang terlihat begitu segar dan hijau, sehingga ia menginginkannya teramat sangat. Setelah beberapa hari, karena kecewa dan tahu bahwa ia tidak akan mendapatkan rampion tersebut, ia menjadi sakit dan pucat. Suaminya menjadi cemas dan bertanya, "Ada apa, istriku?" "Ah," jawab istrinya, Jika saja saya bisa mendapatkan rampion dari taman di sebelah rumah." Si suami yang begitu mencintai istrinya berpikir, "Apapun yang terjadi, saya harus membawakan rampion untuk istriku." Maka, saat hari menjelang malam, dia memanjat dinding taman, cepat-cepat mengambil rampion itu dan membawanya ke istrinya. Istrinya kemudian membuat salad atau sayuran dan memakannya dengan rasa senang. Istrinya sangat menyukai rampion itu, sehingga ia meminta suaminya untuk membawakan dia rampion 3 kali lebih banyak dari sebelumnya. Suaminya sekali lagi harus masuk ke dalam kebun. Dalam kegelapan malam, ia memanjat dinding. Dan saat itulah sang suami dihinggapi rasa takut, karena ia melihat si penyihir telah berdiri di depannya. "Kamu sungguh berani," katanya dengan marah, "masuk ke kebun saya dan mencuri rampion saya. Kamu akan menderita karena itu." "Ah," jawab si pria malang ini, "ampunilah saya. Saya hanya melakukannya karena terpaksa. Istri saya melihat rampion Anda dari jendela dan memiliki keinginan untuk memakannya." Kemudian si penyihir yang menjadi sedikit reda amarahnya berkata kepadanya, "Jika benar seperti yang kamu katakan, saya akan memperbolehkan kamu untuk mengambil rampion sebanyak yang kamu mau. Dengan satu syarat, kamu harus memberikan saya anak yang dilahirkan oleh istrimu nanti. Saya akan memperlakukan anak itu dengan baik, dan saya akan berlaku bagaikan seorang ibu untuk anak itu." Pria yang malang ini ketakutan dan menyetujui segala persyaratan si penyihir. Dan ketika bayinya lahir, si penyihir muncul, memberi nama Rapunzel pada bayi itu, lalu membawanya pergi. Rapunzel tumbuh menjadi anak yang sangat cantik. Ketika dia berusia dewasa, penyihir mengurungnya di sebuah menara yang terletak di hutan dan tidak memiliki tangga ataupun pintu, kecuali sebuah jendela kecil. Ketika si penyihir akan naik ke menara, dia akan berdiri di bawah dan berkata, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, ulurkanlah rambutmu ke bawah untuk saya." Rapunzel yang memiliki rambut yang sangat panjang dan indah seperti benang emas, ketika mendengar suara penyihir, dia melepaskan ikat rambutnya, menggulungnya pada sebuah kaitan di jendela, kemudian membiarkan rambutnya terulur turun ke bawah. Dengan begitu, si penyihir bisa naik ke atas. Setelah 1-2 tahun tinggal di menara, seorang pangeran berkuda menyusuri hutan dan tiba-tiba di dekat menara, saat mendengarkan sebuah lagu yang begitu merdu, sehingga dia hanya bisa berdiri terdiam dan mendengarkan lagu tersebut. Lagu itu dinyanyikan oleh Rapunzel yang dalam kesendiriannya melewatkan waktunya dengan menyanyikan lagu merdu. Pangeran menjadi sangat ingin untuk naik ke atas menara, dan dia pun mencari pintu menara. Tetapi tidak ada satu pintu pun yang dapat ditemukan olehnya. Dia berkendara untuk pulang ke rumah. Tetapi nyanyian Rapunzel sangat menyentuh hatinya. Karena itu, setiap hari ia pergi ke hutan dan mendengarkannya. Suatu waktu, ia berdiri di belakang sebuah pohon. Ia melihat si penyihir yang datang ke sana. Dan dia pun mendengarkan penyihir tersebut berkata, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, ulurkanlah rambutmu ke bawah untuk saya." Kemudian Rapunzel mengulurkan rambutnya turun, dan si penyihir pun naik ke atas. "Jika itu adalah cara untuk naik ke atas, saya akan mencobanya nanti," katanya dalam hati. Dan pada hari berikutnya, ketika hari mulai gelap, ia pergi ke menara dan berkata, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, ulurkanlah rambutmu ke bawah untuk saya." Segera setelah Rapunzel mengulurkan rambutnya, sang pangeran pun naik. Pada awalnya Rapunzel sangat ketakutan ketika dia melihat seorang pria yang tidak pernah dilihatnya. Tetapi pangeran berbicara dengannya dengan halus layaknya seorang teman, dan mengatakan bahwa hatinya tidak tenang apabila dia tidak melihat Rapunzel setelah mendengarkan Rapunzel menyanyi. Kemudian Rapunzel pun kehilangan rasa takutnya. Dan ketika sang pangeran bertanya apakah dia bersedia untuk menjadi suaminya, Rapunzel melihat bahwa sang pangeran muda yang tampan, dia pun berpikir, "Pangeran ini akan menjadi suami saya dan akan mencintai saya, mencintai lebih cinta ibu angkat saya." Rapunzel pun mengiyakan sang pangeran dan berkata, "Aku rela untuk pergi bersama Anda, tetapi saya tidak tahu bagaimana caranya untuk turun. Bawakanlah saya sebuah gulungan sutra setiap kali Anda datang, dan aku akan menenun sebuah tali dengan sutra tersebut. Dan ketika tali tersebut siap, saya akan turun, dan Anda bisa membawa saya ke istana Anda." Mereka berdua sepakat bahwa sang pangeran akan datang kepadanya setiap malam. Karena si penyihir tua selalu datang di siang hari, si penyihir tidak pernah mengetahui apapun yang terjadi tentang hal ini. Sampai suatu saat, Rapunzel berkata kepadanya, "Katakan kepadaku, Bunda, mengapa saat saya menarik Anda naik, Anda jauh lebih berat dibandingkan sang pangeran?" Dalam sekejap, si penyihir menjadi marah dan berkata, "Saya pikir saya telah memisahkan kamu dengan dunia luar, namun kamu telah mengelabui saya." Dalam kemarahannya, dia mencengkram rambut Rapunzel yang panjang, melilitkannya pada tangan kirinya, mengambil sebuah gunting, dan snip-snip, memotong rambut tersebut, sehingga rambut indah itu tergeletak di lantai. Dan dia pun dengan kejam membawa Rapunzel yang malang ke sebuah gurun, di mana ia harus hidup dalam kesedihan dan kesengsaraan. Pada hari yang sama, setelah mengusir Rapunzel, pada malam hari, si penyihir mengikat rambut yang ia potong. Dan ketika sang pangeran berkata, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, ulurkanlah rambutmu ke bawah untuk saya." Si penyihir membiarkan rambut tersebut terulur turun. Saat sang pangeran naik, ia tidak menemukan Rapunzel yang dicintainya di atas. Yang dilihatnya hanyalah si penyihir yang menatapnya dengan tatapan jahat. Si penyihir pun mengejek, "Kau akan membawa pergi wanita yang sangat kau cintai? Tetapi sayang, burung yang indah itu tidak ada lagi." Dan bernyanyi di sarangnya, "Seekor kucing telah membawanya pergi, dan kucing ini juga akan mencakar matamu, sehingga kamu tidak akan melihat Rapunzel lagi selama-lamanya." Sang pangeran merasa terluka dan putus asa. Ia pun melompat turun dari menara untuk meloloskan diri dari si penyihir. Tetapi duri di mana ia jatuh menusuk matanya, dan ia pun menjadi buta seperti yang telah dikutukkan oleh si penyihir. Ia pun berjalan dengan mata yang buta, tak tentu arah di dalam hutan, tidak makan apa-apa kecuali akar dan buah, dan tidak melakukan apapun kecuali meratap dan menangisi kehilangan istrinya yang tercinta. Sang pangeran berjalan tanpa arah dalam keadaan menderita selama beberapa tahun. Dan pada suatu saat, tibalah ia di sebuah padang pasir di mana Rapunzel berada. Saat itu, sang pangeran mendengar suara nyanyian yang sangat akrab didengarnya, dan ia pun berjalan menuju ke arah itu. Ketika sang pangeran mendekat, Rapunzel yang melihatnya langsung mengenalinya, memeluknya lalu menangis. 2 bulir air matanya turun membasahi mata sang pangeran yang buta. Dan seketika itu juga, sang pangeran bisa melihat dengan jelas seperti sedia kala. Sang pangeran pun membawa Rapunzel ke kerajaannya, di mana mereka tinggal dan hidup bahagia selamanya.